What's going on, everyone? Good evening. Summer League opened tonight in Vegas. We got Cardo Dudley Jr., I'm Wilson Tarpe Jr. The Washington Wizards stopped the Hawks 94-88. They opened their Summer League slate with a W. So, Cardo, I want to just get your initial thoughts on this. And I'm sure we'll get to it in terms of, what we saw from each of the Wizards, three draft picks.
Yeah, good start to summer league action, man. Summer league, you're just trying to see get them reps, get them used to the NBA atmosphere. Not just the rookies, young players on the team, guys from overseas, fringe guys, G League guys, those type of players, man. Um, it was good to see them kind of gel as the game went along. Obviously the first quarter, first half or so, it's a lot of jitters. You're trying to play with each other for the first time against another team instead of practicing against one another and under the lights where you're pretty much the main game in Vegas. The whole league is there, you know what I'm saying? And ESPN or NBA TV, and everybody's watching you. So you just want to give them a feel for what's to come on a nightly basis in about 2 or 3 months, man. So all in all, I felt like it was a good showing, especially from their draft picks, man. Look, a lot of pressure is being put on them to come in and perform right away. You know what I'm saying, and do it consistently, and then it was a very encouraging sign. Led our led by Carrington, Bill Carrington, and for me personally, I'm just not shocked. I know his poise, I know his confidence. It's pretty much been the same since he was in high school, man. The only thing that has grown is obviously his stature, maturity, physically, knowledge of the game, added tools to his overall game, that naturally comes as you get older and, playing high level basketball, college, and all that stuff like that. But to me, it was just Bud, making an impact in every facet of the game, competing on both ends, being efficient in a variety of ways. That's what makes him special. He doesn't need to be on the ball. He can kill you off the ball. Makes the players around him better. He can hit shots from all three levels. He can defend multiple positions, rebound. And then your first summer league game, you're knocking on a triple double. I don't think you guys for much better performance, man. You know what I mean? And just he's on it. Just shot 33%, 12.7 rebounds and 4 but his versatility where, both ends you have to deal with him soon, especially defensively. Defensively, he's ahead right now. Defensively, protection, guard, even that's ahead. Offensively, I think he still has the tools. I think he just need to understand where his spots are against NBA athletics.
All right, then we'll have Cardell join us back in just a moment. But just to piggyback on what he was mentioning, talking about the Wizards draft picks and the type of start they got off to. Agree with every single word that he said about Bub. Again, knocking on the door of a triple double in your first NBA action, be it summer league, is impressive no matter how you cut it. He was just getting in the SAR with him being ahead of the, in terms of his defense being ahead of his offense, which I think is something I don't think anyone should be shocked by at this moment. I think we all saw that stretch. And I want to say it was the first half. We had 3 of his 4 blocks and this one long cut sequence. And you just saw his range, his athleticism. It was beyond impressive. So, yeah, I'm sure Cardo will jump back in. I know you were talking about Sarr. I was just carrying it for you from there. Just talk about his defensive versatility. I was mentioning that's that one sequence we saw where he blocked 3 of his, had 4 block shots on the night, 3 shots in that one long sequence.
Yeah, and that's just an example of how he's going to impact the game, defensively for a variety of ways, man. Like I said, offensively, it's just him finding the spots where he can get to and be most effective at, and that's going to take time against the NBA size and athleticism and the length. It's different than overseas, you know what I mean, where he was probably the best athlete on the floor. Now he probably won't be. Well, I know most nights he probably won't be. He may be one of, but he won't be the absolute best. You see what I'm saying? So he got to figure out his spots and be able to still make it happen on that. But that'll come with time. And then also, you know, the chemistry as far as, you know, guards being able to find them in the spots, that comes with time. And that's why some league is some league. You can't get too high, get too low. What you want to just see is, do they have it in them? And if they have it in them, then cool. During the winter, it's our job as coaches and you know, team player development coaches is to bring it out of them and help them be as consistent as possible so we can win games. And then that'll determine do they stay on the big boy team or do they go down to the G League? You know what I'm saying? And that comes with time. Also thought, you know, George show flash stuff in the stat sheet. I think that's going to kind of be his role, just being defensive, just doing a little bit of everything, just making an impact that way. Champagne, you know what I'm saying? Jim Couchalon, shout out to him. You know, he do his damage. Bet I expect him to kill some league. He done been in the league for a couple years now. He know the ropes, know how it goes. Omar Rui, rough night. You know, look, one thing you can get from Omar Rui, he's coming at you. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're going to get with him, man. So you can have nights like this with him, but it doesn't. His confidence never wavers, man. That's the beauty of who he is and all that. So, but when he's on, he can cause a lot of damage, man. So, like I said, chemistry. You know, I understand where he get his playing with Sarr and whatnot. Johnny Davis, I felt had some moments as well. I love the assist late where Bud found him close to the corner, but not quite on the wing, and then in stride in one motion, shot the three, knocked it down. Still a little streaky shooter, but you can tell he's been working on it because in the past he wouldn't have did that. You know what I mean? He would have took his time and try to either dribble into one or hesitate and probably try to penetrate or something like that. You know, but all in all, man, I like it. It's a hell of a start. You know, I like what I'm saying. But then we just got to see if they can continue to do what they need to do. And, you know, on the other side, Atlanta, number one pick, Versace, you can see his potential as well, man. Big wing, big long, athletic wing. You know, 18 and 5. And it's for him not being the most efficient as far as scoring the ball in his first game. You know, first picks, everybody coming to see who he is and all that. I feel like he had a solid performance, and he's gonna get better as well, man. And then that's what it is, man. Just getting reps. I felt Gay also, caused him some problems. 17 and 4. You know, especially Sarr at the beginning. He was getting. That's what I mean by NBA size and athleticism and length is different. You know what I'm saying? So it's an adjustment even for Sarr. So he's seeing that he going up, and the other big right there with you. And I'm pretty sure overseas, in the NBL and all that, he's not used to that. So that's just another adjustment he got. And once he kind of got a feel for it, you saw him starting to get more aggressive and get more comfortable and get better with that. I'm talking about Sarr. So, you know, and also Casey Wallace, brother, Keaton Wallace. He's like, yeah, big bro, how you think he got here? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? How you think he was one and done, dog? I got to tell him everything you know. So, big brother Wallace, you know, he definitely performed. I felt like he was the best player for the Hawks, all night. And it's not just in his numbers, it's in his impact defensively. 10.6 assists, 4 rebounds, 50% from the field. He was a pest. He was pest all night, man. So, and meanwhile, finding his, but doing all the other things and the tangible things and making sure everybody else was getting in. They had their chances to win, but hey, man, Washington made more plays, especially Bub. He had a big clutch 3 and closed it out, man. So, good start with the youngest. Thing now is just to stay consistent and keep it going.
For sure. Chime in a couple things. Like you mentioned, Wallace. First thing I thought about was him and his brother, and then thinking about the Williamses, with OKC, with Dub and OKC, and his younger brother just got drafted. And again, clearly it's the family trait in terms of having a motor and competing your butt off. For both of them. And you talked about the impact he made. I think that was one of the biggest things I walked away from Atlanta. I like how both teams got after it defensively for most of the game, honestly. You talked about Reece Shea, for sure. It was fun watching him. I thought another thing with him, Sar, a couple other, for the most part, some other youngsters throughout the day. I just thought did a good job just moving the ball, not doing the thing where obviously, your as you mentioned, nerves, you want to get your own thing going. But just more often than not, the maturity in moving the ball, making the right play. And you saw that through on both sides of the night. You mentioned Bub. Bub looked like he's been there before, just real comfortable. And obviously, the NBA 3 turnovers is a lot. Summer League only 3 turnovers. It's hard for me to remember all 3 of them. Like it didn't come in like a quarter or something like that. I was surprised it was 3, and watching the game, it just didn't pop out to me. I just thought he did a really good job running the team, and kind of just doing what you wanted your point guard to do as needed. You mentioned Champagnie. It's another guy. That's what you're supposed to look like as of your second go round in summer league, whatnot. That's what you're supposed to look like, comfortable. And he did. Plus 20 on the night, 18, 8 of 10 from the floor. Got to let that. And you mentioned with Keontae and with Sar. Again, I like all 3 rooks, what they did defensively, and then again just the IQ, making the right play. I thought Keontae did a good job several times. Both him and Sar struggled with some of the Atlanta defenders getting up underneath them at times. But, you saw them kind of figure it out, as you mentioned earlier, and then go on to make good plays, make the connecting passes that needed to be made. And, again, it's only one game, but definitely looking forward to the next one, I think, on Sunday. Player of the game, I got a good guess, but
yeah, it's easy. Bub Carrington. Yeah, man. That point guard position, man. I know Brogdon, and I love Brogdon. He's a vet, you know what I'm saying? But like Bub, the way he's been going all spring, from pre-draft to now, it's been steady. He's been consistent, high level. So he's gonna make it interesting, man, if he keep it up.
All right, then X Factor.
Yeah, that's a different one. Probably gotta go with Champagnie. You know what I'm saying? If Bud was the best player for the Wizards and overall the best player in the game, then Champagnie was right there behind him. Like I said, it's a bet you expect him to do damage. Ironically, both of them with the pit. Shout out to the pit crew. You know what I'm saying? But
how about that?
Yeah, man. So 18 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 8 of 10 from the field. Most definitely, hella efficient. Yeah, and they needed every bit of it to get this win.
So there's no argument for me at all. And like his fellow Pitt alum, both of them with a steal on the block in this game, both of them making an impact on a defensive end, and getting on the glass a little bit. Both, again, both of them, which is what you love out of guards, right? So yeah, again, great showing for Washington to open this summer league slate, and we'll see what things look like Sunday evening. Appreciate y'all for staying up with us late. We'll be talking to you much earlier on Sunday, but we'll have Mystics Outlook and Wizards Outlook on Sunday. We got Aces, Mystics, and then Wizards Summer League action a little bit later that day.